Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're exploring a place where myth, deep devotion, and just raw mountain grandeur all smash together in total silence and snow. Get ready because we are heading way off the beaten path on an absolutely incredible Himalayan quest.
So when you think of Lord Krishna, famous cities like Mathura and Vrindavan probably pop into your head right away, right? But did you know the world's highest temple dedicated to him isn't down in the plains at all? No way! It's actually hidden high up in the rugged, sky-touching peaks of the Himalayas, sitting right next to a sacred alpine lake. It's this secret, spiritual gem that honestly very few people even know about. And today, we're gonna uncover the whole shebang.
All right, here's our roadmap for the journey. We'll start with the world's highest Krishna temple, look into the legends of the sacred lake, map out the 12-kilometer upward journey, dive into Janmashtami and unique local rituals, figure out navigating the Himalayan seasons, and wrap up with some essential tips for the trail.
First up, the world's highest Krishna temple. Okay, to put this into perspective, we are talking about a staggering altitude of 12,778 feet. That's almost 3,900 meters above sea level. Up here at the Yulla Kanda Temple in Himachal Pradesh's Kinnaur district, the air is just ridiculously crisp, the skies are this impossible shade of blue, and you're surrounded by these massive snow-capped peaks. It literally feels like a giant natural amphitheater built specifically for contemplation. It's pure magic. But you know, it's not just the crazy altitude that makes this spot so special. It's what's actually inside the wooden temple. It houses a Swambhu idol of Lord Krishna. Now, Swambhu basically translates to self-manifested, meaning this isn't an idol carved by human hands at all. It's believed to have emerged totally naturally right out of the rock itself, which makes it incredibly sacred in Hinduism. It's this really rare, pure depiction of young Lord Krishna, complete with his flute and this radiant expression.
Part 2. Legends of the Sacred Lake. So, how did a temple end up way up here? Well, local legends passed down through generations say the Pandavas, from the ancient Mahabharata epic, actually created this glacial lake during their mountain exile. And they built the original temple right on this isolated rocky island to honor Lord Krishna, who was their divine guide. When you actually stand there, looking at the temple, reflecting in that icy blue water, you can practically feel the profound spiritual energy and centuries of history echoing off the mountainsides.
Moving right along to Section 3, the 12-kilometer upward journey. Now, getting to this spiritual haven? Yeah, it is a physical battle. The 4 to 6 hour route kicks off your 12-kilometer trek at the base in Yulla Kanda village. You start off in these dense, beautiful pine and deodar forests, kind of like a moderate nature walk. But then you clear the tree line, hit the open meadows and base camp, and the whole game changes. From that point on, you are facing a punishing, steep climb over rough, unmarked rocks where the air gets dangerously thin.
To really give you a sense of just how isolated this trek gets, listen to this completely harrowing moment from a solo YouTube vlogger. He actually lost the unmarked trail during that brutal final stretch. He said, "I was lost. Time was passing, the weather was getting cold, and that was the only point where I felt I might have to turn back." It's such a stark contrast, right? You have this serene destination waiting, but the trail itself is super deceptive, and let me tell you, the cold sets in fast. Which brings us to an absolute non-negotiable rule for this trek. You literally have to hire a local trekking guide. Seriously, do not try to brave this trek alone. For around 1,200 rupees, which is a total steal, a local guide will keep you safe, give you peace of mind, and navigate those tricky, unmarked final patches. Because actually, there are multiple diversions up there that can lead you completely off course into entirely different valleys. These guides know the forest, the wildlife, and the shifting weather like the back of their hands.
Part 4. Janmashtami and unique local rituals.
Okay, so if you happen to time your visit for August during Janmashtami, which is Lord Krishna's birthday, you are in for something spectacular. This festival was kicked off centuries ago by the ancient king Kil Hari Singh. Thousands of devotees actually trek up this steep mountain in the dead of night to reach the temple right at midnight. Just picture this, hundreds of small oil lamps or diyas twinkling all across the pitch-dark mountainside as people climb. And at the top, it's this amazing display of unity, with Buddhist lamas and Hindu priests coming together to do rituals and sing folk songs. The quiet, icy lake basically transforms into this glowing hub of devotion.
And then there's this really fascinating Kinnaur inverted cap ritual, which basically turns the sacred lake into your own personal oracle. Here's how it works.
Devotees take a traditional Kinnaur cap and float it upside down in the icy water. If it floats all the way to the other side, boom, it signals good fortune, peace, and that your wishes are going to be granted. But if the cap sinks, well, it serves as a divine warning to tread carefully and be mindful in the coming year. It's an incredibly powerful, deeply personal moment for every single pilgrim up there.
Section 5. Navigating the Himalayan Seasons.
Because the Himalayas are completely unforgiving, timing is everything. While spring and summer are beautiful with all the blooming rhododendrons, post-monsoon autumn, we're talking September and October, is hands down the absolute best time to go. The skies are crystal clear and you get the best peak views of the entire year. Winter from November to April, total no-go. The temple completely closes down and the trail is literally buried under 5 to 10 feet of snow. Oh, and we definitely need to flash a massive warning sign regarding the monsoon season in July and August. Look, yes, thousands of people brave it for Janmashtami, but you really need to know the risks. Heavy rainfall turns these steep trails into literal slip-and-slide mud chutes. There's a high risk of landslides wiping out the approach roads. Plus, the dense forest sections, they become absolutely infested with blood-sucking leeches. And heavy clouds and fog will completely zero out your visibility. It's wet, it's freezing, and it is highly, highly dangerous.
Wrapping up with Section 6, Essential Tips for the Trail.
Okay, survival guide time. First and foremost, you have to spend a full day resting in the base village of Yulla Kanda before you even think about starting the trek. I really cannot emphasize this enough. Rushing from sea level to over 12,000 feet is a recipe for disaster. Your body needs that time to acclimatize to the thin air so you don't get hit with severe altitude sickness. Luckily, the local homestays in Yulla Kanda are cheap, super cozy, and honestly the perfect place to safely adjust, eat some great home-cooked food, and just get mentally prepared.
When it comes to packing your bag, there are a few absolute non-negotiables. You've got to have sturdy trekking shoes with killer grip for those rocky, slippery patches. The temperature is going to drop drastically, so pack a warm fleece and waterproof outer layers. And this is crucial, bring your own food and water. There might be 1 or 2 tiny cafes near the top, but they're almost never open, and amenities up there in the clouds are practically zero. Grab a trekking pole to save your knees on the way up and always, always carry a first aid kit and a reliable torch. Trust me, you do not want to get caught out there after dark without a light.
Ultimately, this trek is so much more than just a tough physical challenge. It's a real journey into silence, devotion, and some of the most raw, natural beauty on the planet. The world's highest Krishna temple is definitely not easy to reach, but the reward of standing by that glacial lake, that is something you will literally never forget. So, the mountain is calling. The only question left is, when you finally make it to the top, will your cap float or will it sink?